Hey, how's it going, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Goals and Update vlog. You guys know I do this every year. This is the video where I go and talk about my accomplishments for the previous year, what I'm setting out to do this year, as well as the YouTube plans for the somewhat foreseeable future. So this is going to be like a glorified channel update in a way, but it's going to go over a lot of stuff, some more personal stuff as well about basically this past year and the stuff that I accomplished and my thoughts and everything like that. So I hope you guys look forward to this video. Basically, if you want to know what's going to be coming up with YouTube, this is the video to watch. So let's get right to it. So I think 2020 was a bit of a shell shock for everyone, to put it lightly. My condolences to any of you who have lost loved ones or your jobs during this difficult time. You know, I know it hasn't been easy, and just seeing the world and the way that everyone's basically reacted to each other, everyone's basically on survival mode. And I think it doesn't help with the fact that we also had, other stuff happening this year, which basically just added fuel to the fire. You had next-gen consoles releasing, which, console fanboys were out in full force for that. And then in the US specifically, you had election year, which just brought the worst of everyone, to be completely honest. And it's just been like a very challenging time where people are just at each other's throats. And again, I apologize to any of you guys just who have been going through a difficult time. I know it hasn't been easy. And I kind of feel bad for saying that in this respect, but quite honestly, this past year hasn't been so terrible for me personally. I've been fortunate enough to not lost my job. My job has actually adapted to the times, and so since March of 2020, I have actually been working full-time from home. No reduction in pay, no reduction in hours or anything like that. And if anything, I've actually been quite significantly more busy with work. We're actually seeing a rise in terms of my industry because it's very much based on e-commerce and stuff like that. So because everyone's basically gone to purchasing stuff online and digitally, sales for my company specifically is just skyrocketed. So we're actually doing significantly well. My job is secure, which I'm extremely thankful for. And it's just been a fantastic year in terms of me growing, I would say, financially as well as academically, and even just with my career as well. And I feel a bit guilty about it with everyone else going through a difficult time. I know, it hasn't been the same for everyone, and not everyone has been so fortunate. My routine for the pandemic has honestly not changed that much, because typically, I'm a very organized person, and so you'll find me doing the same exact thing at the same exact day at the same exact time, basically, consistently throughout. I mean, that's always been my thing. And so when I really think about how the pandemic has really affected me in a negative way, it's just small things like, it sucks not being able to go sit down in a restaurant and stuff like that. And not being able to walk around in stores freely and stuff like that. So it's small things like that honestly are not that significant and not that life-changing. But everything from my career and even just my typical lifestyle honestly hasn't been impacted too significantly. So I am very fortunate in that respect. I'm very thankful for that, and I just want to thank all you guys who have come to my channel, and shared with me your thoughts and your stories and stuff. It is a humbling feeling to know that some of you guys find solace in my content, and it really helps you kind of get through the day. So I do appreciate that. So as I said, 2020 was actually a pretty decent year for me. Some of the more notable stuff that I did accomplish this year, I kept consistent with my workouts. You guys know that 2019 I detailed as the year of health, where I really kind of focused on losing weight, and I lost 40 pounds to date. Which is really great. So you guys know, you may have noticed I'm starting to look more like how I guess I was back when I started YouTube and I was a kid and I could just do whatever I wanted and just run a mile every day, and then I was like fit. But that's really good. I kept with working out. The thing with me is that I'm, again, fortunate enough to actually have an at-home gym. It's not so glamorous, but basically the garage in my place is converted into a gym. There's gym equipment there and a treadmill and bench press and all that stuff. And so consistently for like 4 times a week, I've been basically in there, going through various different programs and stuff like that, and just sort of been doing that, and I've been consistent with that, and that's something I'm definitely going to be looking to forward towards this coming year in 2021. I'm going to keep on that, and this kind of falls into the theme of what I'm going to be discussing a little bit later in this video for what 2021 will be focusing on. Additionally, with that, financially, I've actually am in a very, very good spot, and for the first time in 4 years, I am officially debt-free. And this has been a really long-term goal for me that I've been basically working towards for almost 5 years now. And so it's nice to have finally gotten to the point where I'm basically 100% debt-free. I mean, the only thing I guess I owe is a car payment, but that's not counted towards credit card debt and all that stuff. But everything, like in terms of me financially, I'm doing well, making good money. I'm actually making more money, which is great, and have the savings and all that stuff. So I'm actually doing really decently in terms of my actual financial well-being. So I'm actually very happy for that progress. And again, that's something I'm definitely going to be working towards this coming year as well. So I'll be talking about that a little bit more in detail later. I think something that you guys care about more is, you may have noticed during the past few months or so, I've actually been more consistent with uploading videos. And I've actually worked out a schedule and detailed a schedule for myself that I think I can really adhere to. And it's the first time where I really sort of put in the effort and really tried to work out how I could do this. Because, that's always been a struggle of mine. I've told you guys for many years now that I'm focused on my career. I can't do YouTube all the time now. And it's been something that has been constantly nagging me in the back of my mind. And it's something that, honestly, I'm very depressed about the state of that I sort of let my YouTube channel go in. But, it was a sacrifice that I still feel was worth it, because I needed to further enable myself in my career. I needed to get my lifestyle going. And it's something that, again, I'm still very much focused on, but now I've sort of detailed, and now things are more on a consistent path. I can afford more time in certain areas. And so what I've been doing with YouTube, you guys may have noticed, is I've actually been consistently uploading stuff. I took a few weeks off during the holidays, but basically leading up to then, you guys saw I did a significant amount of next-gen console coverage. I did my unboxings. I did the first play sessions for those games. I tested out backwards compatibility on those machines. I gave you guys a week 1 impressions of both those consoles. I mean, I did all that stuff, and then on top of that, I was doing other videos where I did my collection videos. My PS4 and Xbox One collection videos have been recorded and uploaded. So I've started consistently getting back into doing YouTube, and I think, again, I've laid down a schedule that I could really adhere to, and something that's going to be really beneficial to you guys, because now you can finally expect when content will come, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys right now, is basically the schedule. So what I've worked out basically is that right now you guys are seeing this video, if you're watching it the day it was uploaded, you're seeing it on a Wednesday. What I basically worked out is this very odd schedule, but it makes sense for me, and that's all that really matters, where I can upload consistently at least once or twice a week, every single week. And so what I've basically been doing is I've been uploading Tuesdays and Fridays of the same week, and then the following week I would upload a video on Wednesday, and then it would reset and go back to Tuesday and Friday. So case in point, you guys are seeing this video on Wednesday. If you're seeing it the day it was uploaded, next week you will see a video on Tuesday, and then that same week you will see a video on that following Friday, and then the week after you'll see a video again on Wednesday, and then it resets itself, so the week after that, Tuesday, Friday. So I've kind of been working towards making sure I can upload content consistently on those days, and that you guys at least have something to watch. And I think I can pretty much do it because, although 2 videos a week is it is a decent amount of content, for at least for someone in my position who doesn't have the time to really afford towards doing that, I still feel like it's enough it's plenty for me. I'm not like overbearing on my workload or anything like that. It's not completely taking over my life, and it's not becoming a distraction really. It's just me focusing my time in certain areas, and it helps make me feel a lot more productive throughout the day because I'm working on stuff that I feel is beneficial towards my creative sense of well-being and so on and so forth. So that's how I'm going to be uploading this content basically in the future, especially throughout this year. I'm going to try and consistently hit Wednesday, following week Tuesday, Friday, the following week Wednesday, following week Tuesday, Friday, so on and so forth. So in a weird way, that's the schedule that I'm basically using to upload content for this channel. So next week you guys should see a video on Tuesday, and then Friday that following the following Friday of that same week as well. So if you guys have any questions regarding that, hopefully I've explained it well enough so that you understand. It's basically a bi-weekly reset of content every single 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try and hit that as much as I possibly can. Of course, there might be some weeks where I don't exactly hit it on the exact days, or I might not upload content for a week or two. Life gets in the way, but I'm going to try my very best to be as consistent as possible. And I think that doing it towards the end of the year of 2020, you guys got to see, okay, content started coming a lot more consistently, and it was nice. A lot of people really appreciated my next gen coverage, and I really felt like I was able to deliver on exactly what people were asking for, making as much videos, or I guess covering as much as I did back in 2013, but I condensed it a lot more into basically one much longer video, or a video encompassing a lot more variety. So that's the way I've done it. That's the way I'm going to be focused on doing it throughout this year, and hopefully it works out, and hopefully that's enough for you guys. So every year, for the past 4 years I think it is, I basically set a resonating theme for the year, and that basically is what charters the goals that I create. They're all sort of have to do within their own way of basically that one resonating theme, and it also helps keep my mind sort of focused on what I should be working towards, what I should be focusing on, so on and so forth. So 2020, for example, was the year of resources that I sort of communicated to you guys in last year's 2020 goals and update vlog, and it was more about me expanding my horizons and becoming much more valuable within my professional career. And I definitely feel like I've accomplished that. I'm actually pretty much the #1 person within my branch, within my organization, so it's actually been extremely well so far for me, and I've become much more valuable, and now people look to me basically for some guidance as well. So it's definitely been a great it definitely was a great effort that I put in this past year. I think moving basically from being at an office to now consistently working from home, that's really what I wanted, to be completely honest with you guys. I always wanted to basically work from home and have that sort of home work lifestyle where I can now kind of be in my own space. And I would say that it's weird because I probably work more than I ever did at an office, but because I'm at home, it's spread out a lot more throughout the day. And so I probably put a lot more hours in, to be honest, with work than I ever did before, but it's actually helped immensely because, again, I become much more valuable in my organization. I'm much more well versed in what I basically do as well, and I'm basically the #1 person, within my branch. So it's actually been exceptionally well, and I'm very proud of my accomplishments for that. And that's stuff that I basically have been working towards, and it's nice to finally see that stuff starting to pay off. All that work and all that effort starting to actually come back, and you're starting to see results. So I had a somewhat challenging time picking the theme for 2021. I was trying to think of something that I felt would really be beneficial to me. And I have some good stuff that's in the works, some much larger goals that I definitely feel are reachable right now, but still stuff that I feel like is not going to be ready for this year. Maybe probably next year that I'm thinking about is going to be the big year for me. But I was sort of discussing with myself internally about themes and really what I wanted to focus on. I think I nailed down what I want 2021 to be about. 2021 is going to be about the year of discipline for me. So discipline really details for me about the consistency of working towards your goals and your much larger, I guess the much larger picture overall. So things like my health, it's about the consistency of actually going in there and continuing to do, you know, the gym workouts, maybe getting even more into it. It's about the consistency of uploading content to YouTube at that, you know, schedule that I just detailed to you guys earlier. And within my professional career, it's about the consistency of, you know, being on top of things and getting things done in a, you know, very efficient way and a very timely manner. And so it's more of just about me staying on the path and really doing my best to, you know, just become better at everything. So that's what I really think 2021 is going to be about, where it's more about the discipline of making sure that everything is going steady, that I'm laser focused on stuff. That's what I'm going to be working towards this year. That's the theme, the overall larger theme, just so you guys are aware. And I guess by the same time next year, we'll see how I did. But hopefully, you know, 2020 went great for me, considering all things considering. So I'm really looking forward to 2021. And I'm actually, you know, keeping my head held up high. You know, being much more motivated and stuff like that, and just getting the larger picture in place, man. All right, so I've talked about my goals for this past year that I've accomplished, as well as what I'm basically setting out this year. What I want to talk about right now is sort of YouTube and the upcoming stuff, okay? So I've actually made great strides in terms of getting things done with my gaming backlog, and that's something I want to address first and foremost. You guys know I've been behind on games for a very long time now, and in many cases it's been almost a year behind on games. Well, I've been consistently playing stuff. I actually took a full 2-week vacation, really 2.5-week vacation during the Christmas holidays, and I finished up the last of the games from my basically last gen backlog, all right? So what does that mean? Well, it basically means that now I'm basically going to be able to play next gen games on my next gen consoles, you know, I've had the PS5 and Series X, but I've never played any of the PS5 or Series X games. I wanted to make sure I finished with my PS4 games and my Xbox One games before I even focused on the new generation. Well, I've actually done that, basically. And so during the holidays, I took the 2.5 weeks off and, you know, just basically focused on beating those last few games I needed to play. And I did that, and it's great. And so I'm looking actually forward to this next weekend, actually, is when I'm going to be starting, finally, one of my first next-gen games. And there's a poll up on Twitter, if you guys follow me on Twitter, where you can actually vote for which game I'm going to be starting first. The way in which this affects you guys is that now I can actually do relevant content on relevant games as they're happening. Whereas typically I'd be playing, you know, a game that came out 6 months ago, you know, and I'd be behind very much on my backlog. It's hard to do a video on a game that came out 6 months ago and do a review or impressions or so on and so forth, when most people have moved on. No one really cares about it anymore. And so as I'm basically working towards, you know, catching up, and I do feel like with the games that are out right now with the launch of the PS5 and the Series X, and also just looking at the release calendar, I mean, there's really few releases, at least stuff that I'm interested in. There's only like a handful of games coming out so far within the first half of 2021, which I personally like, because that means I can catch up on stuff and, you know, just really focus on playing those games and completing them. And so what that is going to mean for you guys is that I probably expect myself to be caught up with the modern releases by around May of this year. And so I can finally get back to doing, you know, videos on these games that are brand new and that have just come out and stuff that is relevant. So I might bring back reviews to the channel. I might bring back impressions to the channel. I might do, you know, gameplay videos and just stuff like that. You know, I'm basically turning to you guys to see what do you want me to basically cover with these new games. Do you guys want me to bring back reviews? You know, because I can bring back reviews of these games. I can, you know, do some type of gameplay impressions like I typically normally would do. You know, just random, hey, here's half an hour or an hour of the game with live commentary. I can do stuff like that. Really, it's going to depend on what you guys want to see, but it's going to be nice to actually be able to cover these games on release as they're happening again. So I'm actually very, very proud to finally be at that point When that's complete, I will let you guys know with a video that I've completed my backlog, and we can basically move on from there. Now you might be asking yourself, okay Cameron, if you basically caught up on your backlog, and let's say there's a period of a couple months between releases where, you know, something comes out but then there's nothing coming out until maybe a month or two later, what are you gonna do in between then? Well, I mean, I got a whole library of 360 games that I've neglected here. My 360 collection is almost complete, by the way. I only have like 4 or 5 more games to get for my 360 collection, so it's pretty much almost done. My PS3 collection is complete, and there are games I missed on that catalog, so really it's going to be around going back to my last gen games, or I guess my previous, 2 generations ago now of games that I missed, and I can do these in the form of reminiscing videos like I've done before. And so you guys are going to see probably a few of those during the downtime of you know, gaming and stuff like that. If there's periods of months between releases or so on and so forth, I'll actually try to do, you know, small things like this where I'm actually playing these older games that I may have missed back in the day, or stuff that I only played once and don't remember. I'll do these in the form of these reminiscing videos that I've been doing, so you guys will see some type of cool stuff. And I think for a lot of you it will be a trip down memory lane, like nostalgia. There is some stuff that I've already actually recorded as well. For example, many of you have been asking for my 4K Blu-ray collection. Well, I recorded that video over the 2.5 weeks I had off on holiday, and I just got to render it out and upload it, so you guys are actually going to see that relatively soon. In fact, I would say probably next week I'm going to upload it. So if you've been waiting for my 4K Blu-ray collection, I know I have a few people who ask me that from time to time, oh, you should do a video on your 4K Blu-ray collection. Don't worry, I am. I'm going to get to that, and you guys will see it sooner rather than later. And then, you know, there'll be some more sort of gameplay commentary videos where, you know, I call them gameplay discussion videos, where I discuss a topic. I've already written down a long list of topics to discuss, so I'll have some gameplay in the background, probably of some PS5 game or Series X game that I'm playing at the time, and I'll be talking about something else, sort of to get a discussion going within the comments. And so that's how I'm basically going to be handling this. I think that you know, I got a good plan so far, and I'm very much happy to get working on this stuff. I'm motivated, and you know, with 2020 sort of leave me in a decent spot, again, all things considering, I have to say that I'm really sort of entering 2021 in a very optimistic stage. And again, I just want to thank all of you who have stuck with me and who are here enjoying the content at the rate that I could at least provide it. And again, I do hope that I can really work this year on being consistent, the discipline of it all, and you know, I hope you guys are really going to be looking forward to all the stuff that I have planned. So yeah, other than that, I guess next week you guys will see a video on Tuesday, and then you'll see a video on Friday, and you should expect the 4K Blu-ray collection that week as well. So that's something to look forward to, and hope you guys are excited for that. Follow me on Twitter. I do keep you guys update on which games I'm playing. I have polls every single time I beat a game. You guys can decide and vote which game I'm going to start next. So currently there's a poll right now for a game I'm going to be starting on Saturday. And I post screenshots as well as my thoughts and stuff like that whenever I play a game. So if you guys want to see my basically thoughts on games and stuff like that, Twitter is the place to go for the more immediate thoughts. But like I said, as I start to catch up on my backlog, maybe I'll start doing reviews again, so you guys can start to see my full thoughts on a lot of these newer games that are starting to release as well. And yeah, so that's it, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative at the very least. Let me know how last year was for you. What are you looking forward to this year? And I hope you guys are really excited for the upcoming content. And I guess we'll just see how it goes, all right? Thanks, everyone, and have a good one.